won tons of awards on the film festival circuit. Is there one that you're particularly proud of, or that you
Yeah,
that stands out for you?
well, there's one I've done quite early. I did several years ago, which I just really like because it's only a minute long. It's called Icon, and I got some Arts Council funding, and it won an award, MTV European Eye Award, and
Brilliant,
they
yeah.
put it on TV for years. So
Great.
a lot of people saw it.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I like about it is the fact that there's not a story in it. It's very visual, but it's not obscure,
Yeah.
right? It's not something you go, like, what's that?
Yeah, yeah.
Some person, pouring paint over themselves in a box kind of stuff. It's like it's a thing that you can look at, and it goes, oh, that's visually interesting. I may not instantly know what it is. Some people know exactly all the things.
Yeah.
Some people look at it and go, oh, I don't know exactly what it's talking about, but I kind of get the vibe,
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel there's something important about democracy of that, where people, I just find a lot of art stuff is purposely obscure.
So you spend quite a bit of time in India.
Yes, I do. Yeah, my wife is Indian, and I met her when I was studying in the States, and we were in Los Angeles together, and then we moved to India. We got married in India. So I've been living there sort of part-time, like in terms of maybe half the year or more or less, depending on the year. I've been quite a lot in Ireland this year. Oh, it's 2009, but yeah, and I've been living there, and it's. I mean, Los Angeles was fascinating, but then moving to India was really
an eye-opener.
Yeah, it is.
It's Delhi you're in, isn't it?
I'm in Delhi, and India is very. It's a very challenging place, and I think people can't go there and go, oh yeah, whatever, it's nice. You either actually in the same journey, in the same holiday, you'll go, oh, I saw the most remarkable thing, and I saw the most appalling thing.
Right.
And
okay. Yeah.
it's very challenging, both positively and negatively, and I think that's what people come back from going, wow, I'll have to process that now.
And do you film a lot of stuff over there?
No, I was working in broadcast there because I said I was living in Delhi, and Delhi is more because it's the capital and because it's the center of news. That's where they do sort of more journalism, TV,
Okay, right.
broadcasty, maybe advertising. But as in America, the city. There's one city for film, and it's Bombay in India. So if you want to be involved in movies, it's Bombay.
It's Bombay, yeah.
Yeah, but Bombay can be a hard city to live in because it's like living in Manhattan in terms of it's very crowded and it's very hard.
Full on, yeah.
It's just hard to get accommodation. Accommodation is very expensive. It's a very stressful kind of place to live, where, I mean, and similarly the good thing is that it's more culturally rich and there's more things going on, I guess. But no, Delhi is a bit more. It's easier to live in, but it's not a filmy place really.
And your next project up, actually, you've just won a film-based RTE award, which has given you a grant to go ahead and shoot your short film, which you said you're shooting Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's called Blood Coloured Moon.
Blood Coloured Moon. Yeah. It's a lovely short that a friend of mine, actually my partner in crime in terms of writing, we're writing a feature script at the moment, a guy called Barry McKinley, and I saw this. We're both from Carlow, but I saw this.
God, love it. It's grand. We won't say anything more.
Carlow Wood. It's the new film centre. I don't know if you've read this, but it's where it's all
happening.
Yeah. And no, I actually saw this performed as a stage play in Los Angeles because he contacted me and said, this little thing I've done has been performed by a troupe there. And I went to it, and I was kind of a bit wary about, okay, what were Californian troupe going to do with a thing that was set in Ireland, and but they put it on and it was great. It was really great, and I thought, well, if they can pull it off in this context, it must be inherently a really good piece, if it can translate. So then we've been trying to get it funded for the last couple of years, and we keep getting to sort of interview stage and then falling at the last hurdle, and you don't know why they reject you when they do, and why they accept you when they do.
Yeah.
But we just a couple of months ago they gave us the nod.
Brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, it's great. We're shooting it in Kildare in a little isolated part of the country. It's just three lovely actors.
And what's the story about?
It's about this guy who arrives up. It's 1967. He arrives up in an isolated pub looking for drink. Wakes up this couple, and they obviously tell him to where to go with himself. But he's on this high, and he tries to woo the wife, and he tries to do so by reciting this poem.
Oh, brilliant!
And so it's for a little short. It's nice that it's kind of two moods, kind of transitions from sort of comedy into sort of poignancy.
Oh, lovely!
And then there's all these things about their marriage suddenly kind of come up, and is she really going to go off with this total stranger, and why does he need to do this? And so all their kind of backstories kind of come up just in this little thing, and it's only a short, so it's quite, I think there's lots of undercurrents and a lot of subtext to a thing that's quite
brilliant,
simple.
Yeah. No, I haven't read it, but I know someone who has, and they said it's amazing. So
I think I think that part of the script is good. That bit is good. We'll see how the rest turns out. But the cast are a very strong cast. So it's Frankie McCafferty and Olga Werley and Ronan Leahy. It's just a nice three-hander, and we were just rehearsing yesterday, and I was very happy. So
it's all go on Tuesday.
Yeah, and we're shooting on a format called a Red Camera, which is a new format, which is going to get really popular this year. They kind of made a couple of things, mostly commercials, in Ireland last year, and it's a new technology, and the picture quality is extraordinary.
So it's just like shooting on film, but you're not shooting on film.
It's as good, if not better. Probably better in some ways, because there'd be no hairs in the gate or no.
Right.
Then shooting on 35mm film, and you don't have to process it, so you get this enormous picture, and then you can do what you like. So
brilliant.
I mean, it is a bit cumbersome dealing with all that media, it's a little bit cumbersome, but it's a fantastic format, and I think
probably the way forward. Do you reckon? Yeah.
And I think there's suddenly quite a lot of those cameras around.
Speaking of film as well, you also do quite a lot of photography.
Yep.
And you've got an exhibition coming up called Long Shots and Cutaways.
Well, this is a show that was images of Ireland and India, and it was because I was living in both places. I kind of just thought, there's a consistent thing here, which is what I pick out is interesting. And I wonder if I pick out things that I find interesting in Ireland and India and put them together, is there any sort of rhythm and consistency?
Yeah.
And so that was the idea.
Yeah.
And so the show is played in Delhi, and it played in Dublin, and we played in a couple of other venues around. So
brilliant.
But I'm going back to India. The Culture Ireland are sending me back to show my films.
Lovely.
For St. Patrick's Day.
So apart from all that, is there anything else you've got going on for yourself?
Well, this Blood Colour Moon.
That's the biggest thing.
Right. I mean, it's what I'm doing right now. We're in the middle of looking at
And then next up
recce's.
is the feature after that.
Yes. Well, that's the idea. Once Blood Colour Moon comes out and is fantastic.
Obviously.
Right. And we screen at festivals, and it'll be shown on RT and all that. That we'll have a script with both contributors, and it's a long form that we can say, well, if you like that, we can do more.
Brilliant.
And so, that's essentially where it's at. That's hopefully the plan after that.
That's it. So the multi-talented, award-winning Mark Ivan McGorman.
That's how I like to introduce myself. That's
I think you should get a little name tag.
Yeah, because you can't say it often enough.
No.
Before. Yeah, people start thinking, I heard of that guy. He's the multi-talented award-winning. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. You're very kind.
It's been